You see the little shit going. That's a video.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Danny Dubois, get this. Jarrell Miller has responded if he wanted the Danny Dubois rematch. And Jarrell Miller has said this. He says, quote, he said, I want the rematch with Danny Dubois. I had a month to prepare for the fight. Almost had him out of there. I told everyone AJ was going to crack, and that's what happened. And those are the words of Jarrell Miller. And let me counterpunch. Jarrell Miller said he almost had Danny Dubois out of there. I don't know about that. Okay. If he almost had him out of there, he would have had him out of there pretty much based on what Danny Dubois was supposed to do. Did he shake? Was Danny Dubois shook from the punches of Jarrell Miller? Yeah, he was. He was actually. Jarrell Miller got close enough eventually, like in rounds 3 and 4 and 5, you know, to land some pretty good combinations on Dubois. And Dubois took them, but you can tell Dubois felt them. Okay, so yeah, I think he did rock and shake Dubois, but almost had Dubois out of there? Nah, I don't think that's the case. You know, now if they rematched again and Jarrell stays in shape and he stays away from the shit, we may see a different outcome. We'll see probably a better fight. You know what I mean? And we don't really know the outcome based on Danny Dubois becoming a man and he's on fire and his confidence is there. And then Jarrell Miller, he's coming back and he's, you know, he's trying to redeem himself and he's cutting weight and he's looking, you know, pretty good. So, you know, and I think that would be a good fight. However, let's do this. Jarrell Miller wanting the rematch against Danny Dubois is something that I don't think he wants primarily. I think he would rather want an AJ fight because he wants that payday. And I think, you know, the first person that he called out after that was who? Derek Chisora. The first person Jarrell Miller called out was Derek Chisora. You know what I mean? Like, if you were a hungry guy and you wanted that smoke and you wanted to get in there with the best fighters or the fighters that just made that type of accomplishment that people didn't think he was going to do, you know, he would have called him out. But he didn't. You know what I mean? So I look at that and hearing him say, well, yeah, I want the Dubois rematch. I almost had him out of there or whatever, and I only had a month to train. Well, I think that would be your first priority because AJ never beat you. You beat you by not getting your ass in there with AJ due to your status, okay, based on what your test and what was in your system. But, you know, that being said, you know, I think he would want the Dubois rematch because that was the first and only person that beat him. And now he's the IBF reigning and defending champion. So, yeah, it's a championship, the title shot. I know Jarrell Miller wants that money and likes that money, but I think he's still in good graces with Turki Al-Sheikh. So, if he would have called that fight out and got that fight, I think Turki Al-Sheikh probably would have obliged a rematch between those two, you know, simply based on the fact that Jarrell Miller, you know, is pretty much silenced Andy Ruiz because we haven't seen anything from him since his broke hand. You know what I mean? So, you know, he's pretty much, that was an L taken from Andy Ruiz anyhow. Let's just face it, you know. Jarrell Miller outworked him and did more to show that he won the fight. He took Andy Ruiz's shots and all that. So, you know, he's 0 and he's a 1 loss and 1 draw. You know what I mean? But he is a charismatic dude. He's able to sell himself. But that's what I don't understand. Why didn't you sell the idea of you fighting Dubois up front? You know what I mean? AJ, sure. And I know that's a fight that I want to see along with a lot of other people want to see that fight. But, you know, Danny Dubois was the first one that actually beat you. So I think that should be your main priority. You know what I mean? So you guys tell me what you think of Jarrell Miller stating that he almost had Danny Dubois out of there. He would love a rematch with him. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!